Hi, my name's Tyler. I've been a client at Fitness Lying Down for 3 years now. So I had a friend that introduced me to the gym, and it turns out we had both been going through similar circumstances of traveling a lot, had back issues from, probably the travel, probably also not working out as much as we should. And he suggested it, decided to come in and try it on a whim, and never left. Here we are, 3 years later. You feel completely different after you've been doing it. Recovery is much faster. My ability to handle tasks even outside of the gym is much greater. And I think the biggest thing that keeps me coming back in is when I would fly, even on shorter flights, I would have back issues that would linger for the next day. I would have to have the right mattress when I landed. I'd have to have this whole setup. Well, this past month, I was on a flight. I did 2 8-hour flights, and I didn't have a single back issue. I didn't need a special bed, didn't need anything else. We could just jump right into the vacation we were on and go. I had participated, I think, like most people in, the weight room and standard cardio, and there have been so many updates since I was trained or since I was regularly in the gym with people giving me feedback, and I could tell and had actually hurt myself a few times coming back in and trying to do the same weight that I had done, because nobody thinks they've lost a step. Yeah, and in fact you have. So I sat there and I said there's got to be a better way, and it turns out this was in fact a better way. It's kind of strange. Every gym has its own subculture, and I think this is one where we can really have a good time together. Everybody's doing work, and it's the morning, so everybody's a little bit in their own space. But no matter how late the night was, no matter how little sleep you got, how many times the kids were up, the jokes just start to happen. I think the music just gets you rolling, and I think most importantly, the exercise gets the endorphins going, and it ends up just being, kind of a fun, relaxed community where everybody, I would say, has a really good time in being the best that they can be. So one of the injuries that I referenced before was I hurt my knee doing, the silly leg presses that every kid does. So when I was in high school, I was really strong, at least I thought so, and I could put up a lot of weight on the leg presses, maybe not with the best form, but I could do the work. So lo and behold, hit it a couple of times, and this is, post-graduate school when I'm in my working world and I'm really intense into my job, and I wasn't hitting the gym as much, and I tried to do the same weight. Of course, you end up with an injury. Well, that has been something that always has stuck with me. You kind of carry that maybe as much mentally as you do physically. So every time you do something that may hurt it, you're on guard. You tense up. You are watchful. And especially when we first started in the gym, before all the weaknesses were identified, I think there was also just not the strength that should have been there. So as we started to work on it, as we started to put more and more weight on, I find myself constantly surprised, even to this day, how much more I can do on my right knee without having some of the reconstructive surgeries that, may be appropriate. And I think it just goes to show how much fitness is key to lengthening the amount of time that you can have before you need a physical or surgical intervention. And it's absolutely incredible how much it's changed. Even, again, the small perceptions of how I think about that knee as I go through my day. Not only do you never think of yourself as not being at the strongest point in your life, but you also don't think of yourself as being at the age you are. And so now that I've ticked into my 40s, I think this is something that is life-altering for my future as I start to get ready for my 50s and 60s. We've spent a lot of time down in Florida around a lot of retired people because we have a lot of family down there. And I think the biggest difference is seeing how people have aged and how they have maintained their bodies. And for anybody that is going through this stage of their life and you want to set yourself up for success in the future, it just makes sense. Get out there, get into fitness lying down, and start doing some work.